Hogge Arts.
It's here. So yesterday, minding my own business, and it sounded like someone kicked in my door. And it was just my art box. The mill lady was in a rush because when I opened the door, she was running to her truck, but she literally slammed it against my door. So hopefully everything's good in this box. I'm super excited. It's my first art box. I covered up my address with my business card there, the back of it. So I don't get any extra mail I don't want, but let's go ahead and open this and see what we got. This is supposed to be an Inktober box. They said that it's just celebrating Inktober, so hopefully I have some things I can use for this Inktober. And I'm also going to do a piece for today. Today's prompt is ring, and I have an idea for that, so I'm going to draw that out after this and see where we get. So looking at our box, we have a lot of fluff here. Let's see, we have alcohol ink. All right, so we have several different colors of alcohol ink. This looks like maybe a gold, a green, a brown, blue. So we have several of those. No, that's the brown. Turquoise. And if you haven't seen these before, they're right there, and you can brush those on, or if they gave you some sort of brush for that. Let's see, we have rainbow. Huh. I don't have to play with that one. It says rainbow. It looks white to me. And magenta. So we have those colors, and we got some nice brushes. Real Value, Princeton Art and Brush Co. So we have several different tips there. We have some flats, we have some pointers, we have some details. Detailer brush. And then, let's see, we have Inktober Premium Pack Alcohol Ink. So that's what this is highlighting, I guess, is the alcohol ink. Let's see, create stunning works of art on a variety of surfaces with vibrant and versatile alcohol inks. Use the range of colors on their own or blend the dye-based inks together for infinitely creative possibilities. Uniquely magical rainbow color additive gives any color mesmerizing, shimmering effects. The inks are fast-drying, permanent, and acid-free. Works best on non-purpose surfaces. So that rainbow ink, I guess you can put on top of any of these colors, and it kind of makes it go into multiple colors. That's really cool. So that's really exciting. That's awesome. We have true innovative and fine art synthetic tree-free paper is everlasting, non-absorbent. It resists buckling with wet media and can be wiped clean. Pigments will retain in clarity and brightness. A new way for techniques to flourish. This is Yupo Medium. So this is a pad that is synthetic. It's not tree-based, and the paper feels weird. It almost feels like the back of a cardboard to like when you open like clothes, like that material, like a cardboard almost, but it's not. So that's exciting too. I'm excited to use all this stuff, guys. And we have one more thing in here. That's it. Double-sided vinyl hardcore alcohol ink art panel. So we have an art panel here, which is always useful. These are sturdy and perfect, because I usually don't, when I do drawings, I usually don't use a hard board like this. So that's cool that one of these pieces I will for sure use this and have a sturdier, time-resistant piece, I guess. And with that paper, I guess it's still pretty time-resistant because it's synthetic and it's not tree-based, so I guess it doesn't decay as easily. So more plastic in the world to make us feel better as human beings. So that's it. There's a lot of fluff in here, and I have all my alcohol inks, multiple colors. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors, and that rainbow additive. which is super exciting. Day one, I will try to use some of this ink. I did plan to do color, so let's see what I can get into.
So for the prompt ring, I decided on kind of the concept of ring. You know, it's a promise, whether it's a wedding or some people just do promise rings. But the sanctum of a ring is a promise. So when I usually first start my projects, as you can see, there is some pencil drawing to guide me because it's ink and it is unforgiving. So I go in with my lines, I erase my lines. And for this piece, I'm doing color, so I use a water-based marker that bleeds the ink out very easily, non-alcoholic. It's very easy to mess up with water, very chaotic, but I like that. So I just lay my color down and then I go in with a brush and I just get it wet and I move it around the way I want it to. And this process is very layered to keep some control. Those initial colors are just for guidance on how and where I want the lighter colors to be, and then I'll go in with different colors of marker and I will do my dark spots and mix the different colors because when the water interacts with it, they mix together and they make these cool splash effects. And since I am doing gems, that is very useful and it gives it a very gem-like texture. So it looks like light is coming through, and you'll see that once I add the water and let it dry. And there will be a point where I'll have to walk away from this and come back to it because it'll be too wet with the process I've used. And coming back to my concept, you notice there's two hands, one resembling the ring, and it's just giant gems, crystals, amethyst, and that's a personal taste. I love amethyst. I actually hate the color purple, but amethyst stones I just really enjoy. And I think it goes back to my childhood. I used to collect stones, I used to collect crystals, and I used to give my mom little amethysts and things that we would find when we lived in Colorado in different areas. I actually had that stuff. I haven't found a crystal in a long time, but who knows. But if you look at the other hand, it has its fingers crossed. And if you've ever made a promise to someone as a kid and you put your fingers behind your back and you're crossing your fingers, it meant you weren't keeping that promise. So really the concept of this art piece is the promises we make, and no matter how big or how complex or how important they are to us or other people, it doesn't seem like we always keep them. It's like our fingers are crossed behind our back and we're just not very tangible these days, I guess. I don't know. It's my artist brain. But I just think that we throw away promises so easily, especially in this day and age, because things are just handed to us and they're easy. I did actually have someone comment that I make these big things, or I get a lot from just little words, and really words are powerful, and through art I can expand my thoughts on what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, and maybe it's an experience of mine, because it's human. We made this language, and even if it's something we don't speak, if I can show it in a picture in a bigger way, I think that someone can understand me better, I guess. But getting back to my process, you notice that I laid down all my colors, I layered, and I laid down heavy lines to give it more contrast. And right here I'm using my Inktober box palette full pack, rainbow ink, since it has glitter and it makes things shine, and the way that it just made those crystals come to life right there, the way the alcohol interacted with that ink, I really enjoyed. And then I'm also using the gold alcohol ink to give it a shimmer to the hand on some highlights. So you can't really tell as much on the video, but it gave it quite a bit of shine. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. So this is what I have, guys. I don't know if you can see the shine that alcohol ink gave to the piece, but it kind of give it a really cool personality. So this is what I have, and hopefully you enjoyed what I'm doing. So if you do, be sure to comment, tell me what your thoughts are, whether they're good or bad, and subscribe. Keep up with what's going on in my world. All right, so happy Inktober.